All right, welcome back to another episode of Too Much Pod Tar. Today is March 28th as we continue this day in baseball history series and look back on different day every day in history. And as we have nothing new for baseball, but we are able to look back and look at certain things that happened during history. We're starting off with going last year all the way to back in time to other years. So
that's gone. George Brett has just homered, and Billy Martin and the Yankees want the bat. Look at Martin.
Well, what you're talking about, Frank, is that he's got too much
Pod Tar.
way too much pod tar.
Last year, what happened was a record number of home runs were hit on opening day, which was 48 home runs. Obviously, last year was the juice ball, all that stuff. So it was a record number of home runs hit.
juice ball era.
Yeah, juice ball era. So that was a kickoff to that whole thing. But yeah, then going to a little bit more of a sad thing. Some deaths that happened in this day in history was, well, the first one was back 1931. The first AL president, Bayan Johnson, died at 67 years old. That's obviously a big thing there. Where he was the one that brought in the whole American League, and that was a big. He was definitely a big historical figure for baseball.
Yeah.
And Johnny Evers, 1947, he died at 65. And Chuck Klein in 1958 at 53. Obviously, these back in those years, people died at younger ages a lot. But definitely see a lot more of those kind of ages, like around 50 to 70, stuff like that. People never really survived past 70 or 75 that much. And then the last one, that was back in 2015, Victor Sanchez. He was a Mariners prospect. He sadly passed away. He was in a coma for 42 days after a swimming accident in Venezuela. He was in the accident February 13th. That was, but that's some sad stuff, but we're getting right past that. Don't want to really talk about that too much. We want to be chipper and happy during this time where we have no sports. So we're going to go right past that. And the next thing was 2014, Miguel Cabrera signed a 8-year extension with the Tigers. And I think at this point, it kind of seems like it was a mistake to sign him for that long, because now he's obviously not really the same player anymore.
Yeah, 8 years is pushing it.
Yeah.
As late into the career, it was starting to get. 8 years was a little bit of a stretch there.
Yeah, it definitely was, and I feel like it should have been more, like something like 5 or 6 years would have been good, at least. Because if it was 6 years, it would have been. His last year would have been last year.
Yeah, we'd just about be over with it then.
Yeah.
It was one of those, though. He came off back-to-back MVPs.
Yeah. But wait a minute. The Tigers are going to the World Series this year, and he's winning the Triple Crown again.
That's very true.
So I don't know what the hell we're trying to say.
Yeah, But again, 6 years, because then next year that's not going to happen. So 6 years. It should have been the extension. Because, yes, this year is Triple Crown Miguel Cabrera with Tigers being the Pirates in the World Series.
Yeah. He did have a good first year in 2015. Like, the first year after that, he did have a pretty good year. It 338.
Yeah. After that 1 year, it kind of dipped.
Yeah, 2016 he did have a pretty good year too. So 108 RBIs, 316 average, so it wasn't bad. But then after that, it was like dipped right off.
Yeah, 2018 he didn't really play much, and 2017 and 19 were both. I mean, mediocre to say for Miguel Cabrera, but still solid seasons.
Yeah. But now they're stuck with this contract. They're not gonna.
Yeah.
Kind of hard for them to rebuild until he's gone.
Again, though, Triple Crown this year.
Yeah.
Tigers won the World Series. All right.
Over the Pirates. And in 2012, actually no, another part of 2014 was the Blue Jays played 2 spring training games in Montreal. First time any team played there since the Expos played there. So that was a pretty good big thing.
Yeah, it's a good 10 years after.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the last time was 2004. So yeah.
And it was you never know. We might see some games there soon again. Who knows?
Yeah, I hope they expand there, get an expansion team there, or even just bring back the Expos. I don't know.
If anything, it does make sense if they were to expand. They have that they've had something there. They obviously want something back there. It makes sense.
Yeah. The one thing that doesn't make sense is to have the Rays split a season from Tampa Bay and Montreal. Just have a team play there for a full season. Why not just do that?
I give up understanding what they're trying to do.
Especially with the Rays. The Rays have no fans to begin with, so what's that going to do to see if they have fans that when they go to Montreal? I don't think that's going to change how. What the hell?
Just bring it to Montreal. You're going to get at least the same amount of fans.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Florida baseball in general is a little shaky.
Oh, yeah.
The Mets go play the Marlins. There's more Mets fans in that stadium than Marlins fans.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. This is the same with the Yankees and the Rays. If the Yankees play the Rays, there's a lot more Yankees fans.
Yeah, it's a little upsetting, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. It's weird. We'll see. Hopefully they do end up having a team go there full season.
We'll see.
Then 2012 was they opened up the season at the Tokyo Dome in Tokyo, Japan. It was Seattle against the A's, and Ichiro had 4 hits.
4 hits.
Yeah, so that was a big thing for Japan because he's from there, so that was pretty big for them to see that, be able to see that live like that. And yeah, so that was interesting. And then Ichiro finally retired last year as they opened up the season. They opened up the season again there, and then
it's always cool seeing baseball go play overseas.
Oh yeah,
I definitely enjoy it.
London was interesting last year.
Yeah,
except the balls were even more juice there. With freaking whatever the score was, 17-15 or whatever.
Something crazy.
This year, well, at least had it planned to have another series there, and then I think Mexico again.
Yeah, we'll see about that now.
I don't know if that's happening. I don't even know what's going to happen with they were supposed to have that Field of Dreams game, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
I'm so interested to see if they do that.
Yeah. Well, it's planned. I think it's planned for August, so it's still got time to. They still got.
It's very possible. So.
They could still have it in the schedule. So
even if they have to go to that,
I would love to go to that. Yeah. Especially since it's the Yankees. And then we go back to 1986. Red Sox and the Yankees actually make a trade between each other, which isn't actually rare because obviously Babe Ruth started the whole thing. with that, which I'm going to be diving deeper into that and going into one of our what if scenarios. Right. I'm going to be writing an article on what if the Red Sox never sold Babe Ruth to the Yankees. It's going to have
they would have won a World Series before 2000.
Yeah. Maybe the Yankees wouldn't have won all those World Series. It's definitely a big fallout. Could have a big fallout from it. There's no curse. No, like, whatever. But the trade was Don Baylor to the Red Sox and Mike Easler to the Yankees. Don Baylor was a DH.
Played with them for 3 seasons.
Years, yeah. And then he was with the Red Sox.
2, yeah.
For 2 years, and then he retired in 1988. So it wasn't he played the majority of his career with, well, not even for the
California. This was near the end of his career.
Yeah, he played before that he was with the Angels, California Angels at the time, and then Oakland A's for 1 season, and then he started his career with the Orioles for 6 seasons, or 5.5 really, or even just 4 because he was his first 2 seasons when he was 21, 22. He only played 8 games in the first year and 1 game in the second. So he was still trying to get there. Yeah, MVP in '79 with the Angels. Wasn't really too big of a trade because I don't think either one of them did really much of anything. The teams.
No, neither did anything crazy, but what's it called? Baylor won. What is going on here? Oh, looking at the wrong stat. Never mind. No, looking at the right stat. Losing my mind. Oh. Yep, won World Series that next year.
Oh yeah.
But not with the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Ended the season with the Twins.
Mm-hmm.
That's what threw me off there. I saw World Series and I'm like, wait a minute, Red Sox, not true.
Oh. But yeah, then Easler, he only played 1 season with the Yankees and he retired. Or no, he played a year and a half because he played there in '86 and then he got traded to the Phillies and then went back to the Yankees at the end of at the midway point of '87 and then retired. He actually he had 297 with the Yankees though, so he wasn't too bad. 2 years.
No, both really good players, both near the end of their careers though.
Yeah. So it wasn't really
trades between the Red Sox and Yankees though. Always interesting to see.
There's probably not going to be any in a long time now.
No.
Because I think that was the last one even because there's been there's been Red Sox and Yankees that have signed with the other team, but they haven't made trades.
Yeah, we haven't really seen any trades between the two though.
No. Then another trade in 1976, or not trade, but almost trade. It was the Mets and Dodgers. The Mets almost sent Tom Seaver to the Dodgers for Don Sutton, but then there was so much backlash from it that they ended up pulling out of the deal. The Mets. So I'm sure you're happy about that part.
I'm very happy that was something that they didn't do.
Yeah.
It's Tom Seaver. I mean, what's it called though? Don Sutton in his own right though, amazing. Another Hall of Famer.
Oh yeah, definitely not Tom Seaver though.
Not Tom. It's Tom Seaver.
It's Tom Seaver.
This is one of those types of trades, though, that you see in like video games.
Oh
Tom
yeah,
Seaver for Don Sutton.
yes, that's why they pulled out of it.
That's a video game trade right there.
Yeah. Here's another interesting one I just came across. This college game. Methodist College defeated Maryville 43-0 in 1991. Holy shit!
That shouldn't even. After a certain point there, I understand the whole like in a way like respect the other team by not giving up.
Yeah.
When you're up by that much, but at the same time,
yeah, that should be
43 runs.
That's insane. That was a previous record it was set an NCAA record, and the previous one was 42 runs in 1902.
There we go.
1902. Wow.
There we go. That's now I know why. That's why they did it.
Yeah. It's like we better get that one last run, or someone's getting cut.
They're starting to get around 30. They're like, you know what? Let's hit the record. Why not?
Then in 1990, this is one I didn't have on the thing, but they actually planned on allowing starting pitchers to earn victories with only 3 innings pitched, but it was scrapped.
That's always one of those rules that we definitely could always come back to talk about. That was always interesting. The inning requirements.
Yeah.
I always find that one interesting.
Especially now, like with the way that pitchers don't go into games really anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like they've been talking about the last couple of years with like openers and stuff. If openers should be allowed to get wins and stuff like that, that's a whole different topic.
That's a whole. We're getting into some. It's new age baseball, is what it is.
Yeah.
It's one of those almost like changing rules and requirements to adapt to how the game is being played.
Oh yeah. Let's see. 1978, the A's released Dick Allen, who had a 15-year career. That was when he finished it. He had 351 home runs, 1,119 RBIs, and a lifetime batting average of 292. And he won MVP award in 1972 when he was on the White Sox. Yeah, the last one I have here on the list is a really interesting one. The St. Louis Browns in 1913, they made a trade. They sent it's a really weird trade. They sent infielder Buzzy Wares to a minor league team in exchange for the rental of a stadium. That's just, I'm like, what? Who sends a player for a stadium?
I'm probably going to say this every day on these. I love these older highlights. A player for the rental of a stadium. Let's get that right. The rental of a stadium.
Yeah. It says Montgomery Black Sox will allow the Browns to use their stadium during spring training rent-free. It wasn't even... That's the first time I saw that part. Spring training. It wasn't even during the regular season. It was spring training. So they... Well, then he did... Then at the end, he did return to the Browns at the end, later in that season, he came back to them. So I guess it all came together anyway. But still,
That's
that's a little weird.
honestly, I love it.
Yeah,
That's one of the things with these with the day in history. I love seeing these older ones. You find some of the weirdest things, and this pretty much to say back then. This seems like it was probably more of a normal thing to do.
Oh yeah, probably.
Sounds a little psychotic, but like now, if anyone even mentioned that, it'd be ridiculous. Just completely ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'll give you one of my prospects so I could go borrow Yankee Stadium for a few days.
Yeah, why not?
Like,
if we're back in 1913, we can do it.
I'd love to just hear the conversation of how that goes down.
That's another what if situation. What if the Yankees traded somebody for a new stadium?
Add that into the Babe Ruth one.
Yeah.
What if after Babe Ruth's success, the Red Sox want him back?
Oh,
And the Yankees said, "Bet, give us a new stadium."
That's crazy. Oh, 1884, there was an umpire that threw a bat into the stands because their fans were like taunting him. So they threw a bat. He ended up getting arrested after the game.
Oh, he did get arrested. I was gonna say, imagine that happening now.
Yeah. But the charges were dropped. Wow.
Of course.
Ugh. On that note, that's another this day in baseball history, March 28th, and keep listening to these as we try to keep things, try to keep everybody busy during this time. Try to keep having things to talk about without any baseball. We're like new baseball, so definitely some interesting things. Obviously we talked about a lot of things, and either go back farther. The farther back you go, there's going to be some crazy and weird things that happen, like players getting traded for stadiums. So, yeah, you can never have too much pod tar.